I think if she truly was like, I'm out of here, I'm starting my own league, she'd have people lining up, including myself, and she would put the WNBA out of business.
Did you hear the bombshell Dave Portnoy just dropped on the WNBA? Yes, he's back again defending Caitlin Clark after Cathy Engelbert shamelessly insulted her. But this time he didn't just rant. He brought an offer so massive it could tear the entire WNBA to its core.
Listen,
you said you'd partner with her and give her $100 million. That's the biggest offer that she's gotten. So
if she would have let me be her agent, I would have in a second. And if she's like, I'll start a new league with you, I would get her whatever.
Like millions of fans, Portnoy believes the WNBA is only in the spotlight because of Caitlin Clark. The way the league and Cathy Engelbert are treating her isn't just unfair, it's downright humiliating. That's why he's putting $100 million on the table for Caitlin to walk away and start her own league. If you think Caitlin Clark should take this offer and change the game forever, comment "Go Clark" below.
If Caitlin Clark said, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home and I'm starting my own league, the WNBA would be done in 2 seconds.
But here's the part no one's talking about. This wasn't some random outburst. Portnoy actually laid out a full plan to convince Caitlin, and honestly, it looks like she might just consider it. So, how likely is she to take this deal? And if she does, could this be the endgame for the WNBA? Let's get into it. Dave Portnoy is one of the biggest voices around the WNBA, known for his unfiltered rants. But this time he took a historic step. What he just said is nothing short of the league's worst nightmare. In his latest interview, he made it clear that if Caitlin Clark ever decides to launch her own league, he'll be the first to back her. And he's ready to invest a staggering $100 million to make it happen.
Listen,
you said you'd partner with her and give her $100 million. That's the biggest offer that she's gotten. So
if she would have let me be her agent, I would have in a second. And if she's like, I'll start a new league with you, I would get her whatever.
Now, let me make one thing clear. Dave Portnoy isn't just talking big. He's dead serious. If you know him, you know he's already deeply invested in major sports ventures. So when he goes on live TV and drops a bombshell like this, you can bet he's not joking. And that's exactly what has pushed the WNBA into a deeply uncomfortable position. But here's the twist. Dave didn't just make an offer, he doubled down. It almost felt like he was personally trying to convince Caitlin Clark to say yes. It's clear he's determined to make this happen.
I didn't hear no lies in that. I heard no lies. I just got to keep it real. He kept it 100.
I'm going to break down exactly what Dave said, word for word. But before we get into that, we need to understand why this massive offer started in the first place. Once you see the mistakes, blunders, and humiliations that Cathy Engelbert and the WNBA have thrown at Caitlin Clark over the past few days, you'll completely understand why Dave Portnoy stepped in with such an outrageous proposal, and why Caitlin Clark already has plenty of reasons to accept it. So, here's how this storm really began. A few days ago, Nafisa Collier dropped a bombshell during her exit interview, exposing a private conversation she had with Cathy Engelbert. And let me tell you, she risked her entire career by saying it all on live camera. She revealed that Cathy Engelbert told her that WNBA players should be on their knees for what she's done for them.
And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
That was, without question, one of the most arrogant statements a commissioner could ever make. But what she said about Caitlin Clark was even more shocking. Cathy Engelbert told Nafisa that Caitlin Clark should be grateful to the league because every dollar she's making from brand deals is only possible thanks to the WNBA.
Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Now, here's the thing. Those were outright shameless and spiteful remarks directed at the league's brightest superstar. Cathy Engelbert should never have said such words. And as expected, the backlash was immediate. The entire basketball world was furious, and everyone was demanding one thing: fire Cathy Engelbert.
The Engelbert needs to resign. You don't act like that! You don't act like that! And she should apologize.
But just when everyone was furious over those remarks, another debate suddenly exploded out of nowhere, one that no one could have predicted. The question was this: did Cathy's shocking claims actually have some truth hidden in them? Suddenly, every player, analyst, and media personality started digging into the numbers. What they uncovered was a brutal revelation that landed like a slap across the commissioner's face. And when all the big names began sharing their takes, what Dave Portnoy said was the ultimate mic drop. He stated, "The WNBA has always been there, but nobody really knew about it. No one cared. And then suddenly, because of Caitlin Clark and a handful of other rising stars, the whole world finally knew the WNBA existed."
This may say a lot about my WNBA knowledge. If you threw Asia Wilson's name at me like 2 years ago, I'm not sure I really would have known who that is. I certainly would have known who Nafisa Collier is. Like, yes, I knew the bigger stars, and those are as big, but like I'm talking about Diana Taurasi, but I wasn't locked in on this league. Everything has changed. The ratings, starting with Caitlin in college, and then with the Angel rivalry and all the stuff,
and the biggest proof of all is in the ratings. Just look at the Fever's games last season. Some of them pulled in viewership numbers higher than actual NBA matchups.
I mean, last season was insane, and you can look at the ratings too. And I think there was, like, the Fever numbers actually were better than some NBA teams' numbers when it came to viewership last season.
The fact is crystal clear. This league was elevated to an entirely new level because of Caitlin Clark. When Caitlin plays, fans show up. When she doesn't, nobody cares. It's as simple as that. Denying that truth only sets the league on fire from within. And yes, while it exposes how dangerously dependent the WNBA is on a single player, it also highlights the massive potential the league could unlock by fully embracing the Clark effect.
For example, when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird took the NBA by storm and they were winning championships, competing for championships, but then this dude named Michael Jordan came along. And Michael Jordan came along and he wasn't yet winning championships, but his popularity was so astronomical that the NBA practically marketed everything they could around this guy. So to know that there's an example like that as a shining example to be followed that could benefit the league, particularly down the road, why is that an issue when we've seen that such a marketing plan has worked?
And yet, the WNBA just doesn't get it. Instead of seizing this once-in-a-generation opportunity, they're letting it slip away. Worst of all, they're openly insulting the very player the fans are paying to see.
They want to alienate her. It's like they want her to suffer coming in. You've just never seen anything like it where the commissioner doesn't seem to value the stars or the golden goose. So
it's insanity, pure self-destruction. It's like cutting down the very branch you're standing on. And that was exactly the point of frustration when Dave Portnoy went on camera and made this stunning offer. Now you get it. He was simply voicing what every Caitlin Clark fan was already feeling for her.
I think if she truly was like, I'm out of here, I'm starting my own league, she'd have people lining up, including myself, and she would put the WNBA out of business. I really do believe that. I think she's that powerful for the whole league. And pay the others. Like, money talks. Like, if you get the money lined up and you get the superstars, like, oh, you can only make $1 million here, you can make $5 million with our league, I think it would work.
But here's the full truth. Dave isn't saying this just because he's a fan of Caitlin Clark. He's a businessman. When he talks about investing $100 million, it's not empty words. In his interview, he made it clear, women's basketball is on the rise, and right now, it's one of the smartest business ventures to invest in, right alongside AI and other booming industries.
Dave, right now amongst the billionaire class, sports seem to be like the next big investment wave, right? Especially with all other entertainment kind of going AI. Like, this is going to be where human beings are still telling stories on the field, on the court, where everybody wants to put it.
Because let's be real, the demand is already there. The fans are ready. Just put Caitlin Clark in the best games, give people something worth watching, and the money follows. Simple math. But here's the part that really shocked everyone. It almost sounded like Dave was directly trying to convince Caitlin Clark. He mentioned her sponsorship deals and flat out said what she's making there is nothing compared to what she could earn with him.
Worst negotiated deal I've ever seen in my life. Nike got away with murder with what they paid her. So you just aren't valuing it. Anybody could sell that. That's like, is Roger Goodell really responsible for all these great NFL deals? Or is it the NFL can play with scab players on strike and still fill up seats? Like, you don't have to be, when the product is there and it's talked about and people are watching.
And if anyone thinks $100 million isn't enough, Dave already had the answer. He explained that he could bring in multiple billionaires to join the project and pour even more money into this new league.
don't think Caitlin Clark could line up billionaire investors and start and just get all these players to come with her if they're going to pay a lot more?
So, you see, Dave Portnoy looks deadly serious about this, and Caitlin Clark is in the perfect position to take the offer and start her own league. The fans have already made it clear they'll follow her wherever she goes. But let's pause and ask the key question. What did Caitlin Clark actually say about all this? And is she even ready to accept such an offer? Here's the truth. Caitlin Clark hasn't directly responded to Dave's $100 million bombshell. Dave did admit, however, that for now, she seems fully committed to the WNBA and devoted to her Fever team.
Ever do that. Like, I talk with her never about that stuff. But based on she has State Farm, Nike, Gatorade. Those are like blue blood. She never reminds of Tom Brady in a way. Like, very rarely, if ever, publicly says anything that like should cause any waves. She's kind of like been a good trooper for the Fever and the league. So I think she wants to make the WNBA.
You can call it devotion, or you can call it loyalty. But one thing's certain, Caitlin is giving everything she has to the WNBA right now. And honestly, for the league, that's nothing less than the opportunity of a lifetime. That's the whole story. But if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you know how explosive it would be if she took her talents and started her own league. The ultimate revenge against the WNBA and Kathy Engelbert. Now, let me know what you think. Should Caitlin keep fighting for the WNBA, or should she accept this offer and change the game forever? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We've got even bigger stories coming your way.